as to whether we would be here tonight with all of you. So I'd like to thank all of you, each and every one, for being here. And, of course, all Ryan supporters everywhere. Absolutely amazing. We really do appreciate that. And so without further ado, let me introduce, which I know you know her name very well, Kathleen Zoner, who has a few comments she'd like to pass on to us. Kathleen.
I know you really want to hear from Ryan, so I'm not going to talk too long. Today was just an incredible day because when we got to the prison, I know a lot of you were there, we had planned to take him out. And we went in and I had to hold a piece of paper up on the glass because he didn't know what had happened. He thought they were actually going to put him in the hole today. He thought something was wrong. And so I had to hold up a piece of paper that said it's over so he could see it. And then we were like trying to talk to each other through the glass. Then they brought him in a room and we sat in there and he had his clothes that Micah had gotten for him. And so they took him, they put his clothes on him. He wasn't handcuffed. Guards were milling around. And then, unbelievably, the warden came in and said, we have another court order. You got to take those clothes off and put back on your orange jumpsuit. Horrible. Horrible. One of the worst experiences of my life, and I'm sure for him it was just awful. Then we chased him over half of the state back to Boone County. We had to get a judge's order. And then when they pulled him into the Sally Port, he again thought he was being rearrested. So here he is to tell you how thrilled he is to be free, because it was amazing right to the end what a struggle this was.
Thank you. I feel like Jay Leno or something. Steps back, people start clapping again. Thank you, Kathleen. Yeah, it was a wild day for sure. A lot going on, a lot of emotions. It's been long, and I'm glad that the difficult part is over for sure. In that, I would like to absolutely thank my parents, my father, my mother. Seriously, they are the absolute most amazing parents people, you could ever have. Obviously, you've seen it, you've been following it, and without them, I wouldn't have had any hope. It would have been very difficult. And that goes for my sister as well, who is not here yet. She is trying to get here, but take another couple minutes. So, I just have the most amazing family, and I love you guys so much. Also, some of my supporters who have, my friends who've been there from day one, there's very few of them. And, it's really difficult in the beginning knowing that you're innocent and everyone you knew and talked to, they're not talking to you and you don't know what they think or what they feel. So the people who have been there, you guys know who you are. There's a handful. So can't even really find them all. But you know who you are, and, I have so much respect for you guys. It's just, that means so much to me. I have a list of other things as well. I knew this would be a little bit too much for me. So, no, definitely also the supporters, everyone who's, written me. It's been amazing seeing the support, and I think it's been very, very helpful to my family. Obviously, my parents love it, and it's helped them keep going and helped me keep going. Also, really, I would not be here today minus my family and Kathleen Zoner and Doug. of people. Kind of scary. But yeah, without my attorneys, Kathleen and Doug, I mean, seriously, the work that they've done in the last, since 2009, has been incredible. And, you know, talking with us and working with us and supporting us and putting in all that time and the effort and the money that they've put in to help us, I don't know, it's phenomenal. And clearly, without family and Kathleen Zollner and Associates, we would not be here today, and justice would not be done. So I appreciate that. I can get back to living my life, although I don't know yet how that'll feel. This is any indication, it's kind of weird. So, and, you know, having gone through what I've gone through with our justice system, I was kind of scared about what was going to happen next. I didn't know this morning that I'd be standing here tonight. I didn't know anything. I didn't know the next step at all. And it's very scary, very daunting. So, you know, I'm very glad to be here, but I want to thank the Attorney General for looking at the facts of this case and making a decision based off those facts and doing the right thing. I think, you know, it's very, I don't know, it's got to be crazy at that level, you know, and it's a lot to look at, it's a lot to deal with, so certainly appreciate them. And also the judges who ruled on this, you know, I felt like this is really the first time we've been listened to by the justices, you know, and it feels incredible knowing that when we had our hearing, they were actually listening to the facts, they were talking about the facts, and it seemed as though they were going to actually rule on the facts, which to me has been different than what I've seen before. So to Judge Martin, to Judge Witt and Ellis, you know, I want to thank them for taking their time and looking at everything and pulling out the facts of this case, the documented facts, and dealing only with those. And so to them, also, a round of applause, please, because that's incredible. And of course, my beautiful girlfriend. No, but just so many incredible people. As you can see, it really, to get arrested and to get charged for a crime you didn't commit, it's incredibly easy, and you can lose your life very fast. But to get out of prison, it takes an army, as you can see, and an incredible group of individuals, family, friends, attorneys who are willing to sacrifice so much. And, you know, it's just amazing to be here knowing that other people are in my situation, don't have the support and the help that I've had. So, you know, this is not an anomaly. I think we need to look at other cases and be aware that this is part of our justice system, and, you know, there are more innocent people in prison. So keep your eyes open and support them as well, for sure. So, other than that, pretty much all I've got to say.
Ryan, what's next? What is your first thing on your agenda?
I guess that's just like what's next, as Anthony asked. I really don't know. I have no idea. You know, I don't know that I was expecting just to get out and be able to do whatever I wanted. You know, I couldn't look too far into the future. So, like I said, I've been preparing for my life from day one I got arrested. You know, I've been reading and writing and studying and working out and been taking care of myself. So, I'm ready for anything, really. And it's whatever my family. What is that? Mayor of Columbia. Indeed.
The next Attorney General.
Yes. Well. I never really got the news. You know, as Kathleen said, they told me to pack my stuff up. I thought I was going to ADSEG. I didn't know. You know, there's in prison, there's threats being made on you, and there's a lot of wild stuff going on, things that, you know, you're implicated in. Who knows? So I thought I was getting locked up. I didn't. jail for prison. It's kind of crazy. So when I finally saw Kathleen, and I couldn't talk to her, I was just asking her, like, what's going on? I was asking her if we got bail, and she just held this up, and this is how I knew what was going on.
Ryan, how confused were you today?
I'm still confused. No, I've been so confused. The last couple hours, they were hard, and whenever I was wearing these clothes, and I was standing there with Kathleen and Doug waiting to go, and my family was out in the lobby waiting for me. They came in and said, we need you to take your clothes off and put back on this orange jumpsuit, and we're going to transport you to Columbia, to Boone County. And when you get transported, you generally have on shackles and everything. So it's not a good feeling, and you don't know what's going to happen next. And it's incredibly scary. I was incredibly stressed out, to say the least. I mean, you don't know what's going to happen next with your life. And even when I got into Boone County, I didn't know if they're going to try to rearrest me or, it's not over till it's over. It's a saying, it's not too unique.
How would you characterize your whole experience from start to finish right now?
How do you... Yeah, I don't know if I can characterize it decade, but oppression is a good word for it. It's a struggle, pure and simple. It's a struggle, and it's been that way for my family and I. And I don't know. I'm actually happier for my parents right now than I am for me because, they've had to deal with so much. So.
What was the first thing you wanted to eat when you got out of prison?
I don't know. I kind of want some Dairy Queen.
I think Dad can do that, yeah.
Definitely. I'm pretty sure he does that more than we know.
Why is it that you didn't know? What was the system happening there that you did not know, what you hadn't been told or anything?
We found out in the car, we were just going in for a visit, and we found out in the car what had happened.
Can you stand up? Sorry.
So we ended up telling him. So he was just coming to the visit with us. He didn't know. But they told him, then they started packing his things up. So he had these two big boxes.
It's incredibly complex.
Yeah.
To determine exactly how it all plays out, for sure. So.
But he was, like he always is, grace under pressure. He's so worth the effort of what we did, what his parents did. He's just an amazing, amazing person. And even today, it was amazing. And I was just saying, he's such a remarkable, come up here. He was such a remarkable person. Even today, I mean, most people, even much older, somebody much older would have just started crying and been upset and been angry. And he didn't. He was like, okay, that's what I'll do. I'll go back in the room. I'll put back on the orange jumpsuit. He's always like that. He's an incredible person.
How do you do that? That's what I was
How do you do that?
How do you
He's
do
strong.
that?
I mean, living in prison, you got to stay level-headed. If you have letdowns, if you let emotion take control, then you can be victimized very easily. So, from day one, my dad always told me, he said, you got to be stronger, faster, and smarter. So do everything you can to make yourself that way. And since then, I wrote a book about that, actually. For the most part, it's mostly done. But it's just about some of my journey. It's not all about prison or anything. But I just wanted to see if I could write a book. And that's, making yourself a better person so that you can survive and so that when I did get out, I would have opportunities. I didn't want to look back and say I missed 5, 10 years, however long it took. It took longer than we thought. But I didn't want to get out and still be a 19-year-old kid in my mind. So, I've done everything I can with the help of my family and, a little hard work, and I think, I succeeded.
Do you and your dad see yourselves advocating on behalf of other men or women in your situation?
Certainly, absolutely. There are so many individuals, I believe, who are, incarcerated wrongfully or have just terrible sentences. It's disproportionate. There's a lot of minors in prison who've been in there over half their life. There's a lot of issues, and there's a lot of people who need help. Number one, as I think Bill already pointed out, was Charles Erickson. I mean, the guy's a lot of things, but the thing is, more so than anything else, is innocent. So he does not belong in prison.
At this point, what are your feelings towards him?
I don't know. I don't really get caught up in my feelings towards him. I know that he was used and manipulated, and I kind of feel sorry for the guy, and I know that he's been victimized. He is an innocent man in prison, so he needs help. He needs support, and he doesn't belong in prison. I don't know anything beyond that, really, and I don't really have any comment beyond that. He's not a killer. He doesn't belong in prison. So.
Ryan, what's it like? You've had so many people from around the world, not just in the state, but the country and the world that support you. Thousands and thousands on your website. What does that feel like to have that much support, and what do you want to say to those stories?
Oh my goodness. I mean, I really wish I knew what to say to those people because they are so incredible and they've helped my family and I so much. I really wish I knew a way to give back to all of them because them being there and supporting us and doing everything they can, they designed the image on my father's car and the billboards, and they've sent me so many letters and just so many incredible things that we've all appreciated so much that I don't know, their help was invaluable. And I think that being in prison for a crime you didn't commit, you start to lose trust in society and humanity, and you see a lot of the negative sides of it. But through those people, I was able to see that there are a lot of incredible human beings out there, and that I really want to be back into society with those good people, and it makes me look forward to the future because I know there's a lot of really amazing people out there. So it gave me hope in humanity, I guess, personally. Thank you so much for that.
There is an unsolved murder out here now. Is there anything you would want to say to Ken Heidhold's family tonight?
Absolutely. I can't imagine how they're feeling, but the one thing I would want for them is to be able to look at all the facts and to ask for justice because, they've been lied to by the people that they trust, and to see them misled by people that they, believe are trying to help them, I can't imagine anything worse than that, really. So, I just hope that they're able to look at the facts, and I hope that everyone is able to ask that justice is done and that they find who actually committed this crime. So, that's number one, really. Kelly! Come on. Kelly, you want to talk to him?
Ryan, do you have anything with regards to Kevin Crane and
I have no comment on that.
So we're either going to go to Dairy Queen or ring the bell in front of the courthouse, but we're out of here, okay? Thank you. We love you guys.
Thanks, William. While we're going, I suggested we'd ring the bell, and we didn't. I think now we're going to go ring the bell. So, we'll be over in a few minutes.
Oh, baby.
My legs just downstairs.
I'll go with you. We'll get you back. We're going to ring the bell.